Welcome to AIA Live, the weekly live stream talk show featuring news, reviews, and interviews related to the sex and adult entertainment industry. Thank you for tuning in.
Hello again. I'm your host, Charlie Spice, and this is another episode of AIA Live. In the studio with me is Tiana and her husband, AJ. AJ, Tiana, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
My pleasure. I have so many questions for you guys. You guys are both adult content creators. Is that the best way to describe what you do?
Yeah, in a nutshell, I'd say so, yeah.
Okay, good. When did you both get into the industry? Were you single when you started, or did you start as a couple? Let's go with Tiana first.
No, we started as a couple. We're actually still pretty new to the whole content creation. I'd say within the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, we're very brand new.
Very new. So we're just kind of learning the ropes.
Okay. Have you started to get any pushback from society because of the choice you've made to go into the adult industry? For the past 38 years, I've been getting enormous slack from society. So have you started to get any challenges, any pushback from anyone? Family, friends?
The family, we haven't really made it too known yet. But with friends, they're actually interested, and they've asked like how it's going and kind of where we're at with it, and they seem more interested than judgmental.
And fans or anything like that, we haven't had any pushback as far as people who've seen us or anything like that. We haven't. Everybody's actually been very supportive.
Okay, fantastic. Well, times have changed. I mean, years ago it was so taboo. Now almost everyone is a content creator, in some instances adult content creator, or for the most part. So society's views are changing, so it's a lot easier now. I just wanted to know what sort of challenges you guys were having. How long have you been doing it now?
Content creating, just under a month. We've been in the lifestyle, the swinger lifestyle, for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we've always, recorded our own personal experiences over the time.
Yes. I
But
see.
Haven't tried to make money off of it.
All right.
Okay. How are you putting yourself out there? What are your platforms right now where one could see your content?
So we're on OnlyFans, Instagram. We're starting like TikTok and
Reddit,
OnlyFans TV.
Yeah.
So we're slowly getting there. I think we have the most content right now on Twitter and Instagram, but we're working on it. That's kind of one of the things that we did want to do with like OnlyFans TV, is kind of destigmatize some of because we're both guilty. You hear like OnlyFans, you have that stigmatism. So
yes,
I guess the more information you can provide, the less scary it is for people.
I guess it was pretty scary for most people when OnlyFans made the decision they were going to ban adult content and then reversed it. That was a nightmare of a decision. Why do you think they reversed it? I have an opinion. Why do you think they reversed that opinion, that decision?
Because they listen to people who don't agree with it. That's probably why.
Yeah. There are too many adult content creators on the network, and it would be a major financial disaster to pull all of that material and lose all of that content. So I'm not surprised. It might have been a publicity stunt, as far as I'm concerned, to just get more.
Take it away and make it supply and demand.
Yes, of course. It was. I think it was a PR stunt. That was such a crazy.
There's a lot of PR right there. Yeah.
Have you guys started making money from showcasing your adult content?
Just some right now. We're not. This isn't going to be like a full-time job yet. We're not making money like that, but we are making a little bit.
Yeah, and we're still kind of uploading and trying to figure out the main content versus like the promotional. So we're hoping to be making some here soon. It's just with kids and jobs. It takes more time.
Okay, tell me something about your backgrounds. What was life growing up like? Did you know when you were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that you might be doing this sort of work? Let's start with AJ.
Actually, while we were waiting to do this, we had just mentioned whoever thought we would be content creators or entertainment influencers.
Yes. Okay. Most men find it difficult. Now, before I ask that question, let me ask another one. When you interact, the word cockles is used to describe you, AJ. For the benefit of the audience not knowing the meaning of that, explain the word cockle as it relates to you as the man in this relationship.
I honestly we wouldn't define that. That is just that's something that we would do for content creating. That's not the definition. It would be more of a vixen stag.
Okay.
For us, we've actually never done any cuckold stuff.
The definition on the internet for cuckold is a man who enjoys watching his partner or his wife having sex with another man. Does that relate to you?
Oh yes, very much so. Over the years, we've learned to love to watch each other.
Yeah, it's a
different
thing.
Yeah, it's a different view. You get to see what you do.
Yeah.
It's very erotic and pleasing for both sides.
Some men cannot take it when another man just looks at his girlfriend or wife. How do you handle that? I'm sure everyone watching this is going to be thinking, how does he handle another man having sex with his wife?
That used to be me. I would have never thought I would have ever wanted that. I used to be that way, very jealous, and I think it had to do with meeting people and actually listening to their point of views.
Yeah,
we weren't in the lifestyle, and then it piques an interest, and you think about it, and you go from there. It grew.
Would you say that you do it only for professional reasons, for business reasons, in terms of creating content to leverage commercially, or is it your personal choice and lifestyle as well as a man and your sexual preferences?
It's a personal choice as well.
Okay.
We just recently figured, we've been doing this for 8 years, just having fun with our life. Why not actually try to promote this and see what we can have a career of having fun of what we've already loved doing.
Well, let's get Tiana's perspective on this, the woman's perspective now. What is your take on that lifestyle? Has it ever been an issue for you personally or for the relationship at any point in time?
When we initially kind of talked about even being in the lifestyle, I had the initial, like everybody does, no, what are you talking about? Well, no, absolutely not. What's wrong with you? Why would you even? But then we actually met a couple that the woman kind of explained it in a way that made more sense to me.
I see. Okay.
Like as humans, we're gonna have urges. We're gonna have the wandering eye. So why not experience things together? And if you find the right people, you're also learning things that your partner likes, doesn't like, I like, don't like. So it's like live porn that you're benefiting from, and you're watching your partner happy. And as long as it's done respectfully in the correct way, why not enjoy it?
When you were thinking of doing this as a business, creating adult content, you must have had advice from people on how best to go about it to maximize the earning potential. What is some of the advice you got from other professionals about the best way to go about this to ensure success?
Good.
So, well, we're working with a company that's kind of helping give us the
basics.
Yeah, like the guide or the SOP, if you will, of all right, like this is kind of how you do it. This is what you need to be uploading. We also met a couple of content creators that shared their experiences and all right, like try using these platforms. This is what you want to do. So we're just kind of taking pieces from different avenues and trying to kind of make it our own, and hopefully help other people do the same, because it is confusing. There's so many different things in it.
Do you find it daunting that there are literally hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of people on the internet creating adult content around the world? Does that competition worry you in any way? How do you? What is your take on that?
No, I mean,
Do you see her?
not even in that aspect. No, I mean, my thought is, it is fun and it is making money. I'm hoping that what makes us stand out is once we kind of get a grasp on it, us giving back and helping other people learn. So you're enjoying the content, but then we're also helping people too. So who does that? That's the leg up. That's the supply to demand that isn't in the industry right now.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Wow. Interesting. Now, when I first got into the adult industry, this is years ago. I mean, I've been in the industry for 38 years. I started off in Los Angeles, and I moved to Germany. I was in Switzerland for 6 years, and I was in Eastern Europe. Now I'm back home in Barbados. And at some point in time, some of my family members just became estranged from me, and some of them today still do not speak with me. Have you found that experience with close relatives? I know your friends supported you, but what about relatives?
We actually don't have very many relatives that know about this yet. I don't think we feel like it's the time to tell them yet, because how new we are to this business, and we don't know how. Like you said, there's millions of people out there doing the same thing. We don't know if this is actually going to kick off for us, or if this might just be we can't do anything with it. So I don't think it'd be smart to tell anybody just yet until we know how this is going to go.
It's difficult to keep that message from getting out there because you're on social media. You're on. I did glance at your Twitter account, and you appeared so professional in your activity. I'm rather surprised you're telling me that you just got started. I would have thought that you were doing this for quite a long time.
Well, like we said, we've done this for years, and we've recorded and filmed, but not to put out there for content. It's just for personal use, for us to be able to, go through memories that we've been through together over the years. And now we're,
Are you filming the content yourself, or do you have professional videographers working with you?
As of right now, we are doing it ourselves. We do have future plans with professionals as well.
We did have one person do it for us once, but
yeah.
You had said to me before the show began that you're actually working with a company. I can call the name actually, Solo Management, a very good friend of mine.
Yes.
And are you going to be working with several companies like that, or is it advisable as far as the suggestions you got from other people that you work with many companies, or is it best to stick to one company and maximize that partnership?
I feel like we're gonna stick with just the one company for now. That we don't want too much information for us not to be able to follow. We want to make sure we do this correctly.
Contradictory information. It's confusing. And
there's too many hands in the cookie jar at that point, I think.
There are many people who will want to know after seeing this episode. They're probably thinking of starting. What would you say to anyone watching this show now about your very short experience, having started a limited time ago? What would you say to anyone watching at some of the, based on your limited experience? What would you say?
Have fun. It's all about fun. Just have fun. This is supposed to be about your marriage and having fun. If it kicks off and you get a bunch of fans and you start getting money, that's great. If it doesn't, don't let it get you down. Don't let it ruin your guys' attitudes towards each other. Keep good communication and just have fun with it.
I'm sure you guys will be successful, but do you have a fallback plan? what area would you go into business wise or job wise if this were not to be successful? Let's knock on wood, it is successful. I hope, But have you thought of a fallback position?
Well, we have careers.
Yeah, we're working right now.
Oh, okay. And do your work colleagues know what you do in your personal lifestyle as well as your adult content?
Maybe some personal friends from work, but
Yes.
not everybody. Not yet, anyway.
If your management were to find out about your involvement in creating adult content, what do you think would be the reaction?
I think I'd get a raise.
You got no, that is a very positive outlook. Many people have actually were actually compromised in their work when the word got out. You're not worried about that, obviously. You're too positive for that. But what is the legal position on that? I mean, if they were to find out, do they have a legal position to challenge your job, or would that be
like it's after hours? If it's after hours and you're not like using anything like company wide,
yeah, you're not.
How can you like jeopardize someone's job like that? That can't be legal.
No, it wouldn't be legal for them to do anything.
I would imagine it's not legal, but
and they shouldn't even go to bring it up. That's
no, you're right. You're absolutely right. I agree with you. But these are all these suppositions that we have to take into consideration.
Of course. Yeah, I guess it would go. What's in your personal life is in your personal life. It's none of their business at that point, unless you're wearing like a uniform or promoting the company in some kind of way, which we would never do, obviously.
Yes. Yes, there are many expos and trade fairs and events in the adult industry. What are some of the events you intend to visit and or participate in?
Well, recently Vegas had the AVN.
Yes.
That we actually were talked to by quite a few people saying, "Are you guys coming? Are you guys going to go see this?" And we were just too new. We didn't even know what it was. But next year or something like that, yeah, that's something that we would definitely love to participate in.
Yeah, that's the only one we really know of, but we'd love to know more and
yes,
if you can. They look fun.
You certainly need to join. In addition to AIA website, the xbiz.net platform. Are you registered on that as yet?
Yes.
Yes.
We haven't done anything with it, honestly, because we just don't know anything about it.
It's certainly good to network. It's good for networking, and it's good to find out what upcoming events and you can participate in. Also, to some of the more successful adult content creators, you should get to know and get insight from them as well. It's amazing that you've got one person who is extraordinarily successful and another person who's equally as beautiful or good looking, in the case of a man, are not, and they're doing the same thing. What makes one successful and the other not? When they're doing the same thing, they're both gorgeous. They all do the right things in front of the camera. It's all about the packaging. It's all about the representation you have. It's all about the preparation, meeting, opportunity. You've really got to get out there and mingle and network. If you can, you need to get to as many of those events as you can. And being in the United States, it's not that difficult, or not. It's not that costly either to go from one state to the other. Do you think that? We're not going to mention where you're from because I think that should remain. That should not be on the air. But do you, at some point, would you consider moving from where you are to improve your positioning in the market?
If it came down to that, I mean, we haven't discussed it. Just off the top of my head, I would think so. But what do you think?
I think it probably depends on where and when and how much of the opportunity would benefit us. Yes. I mean, we're pretty happy where we're at now. But if
pros and cons,
if somewhere else offered like a huge leverage Possibly.
Yes. Have you considered working with porn production companies, porn producers?
Yes, we have something set up here soon.
Oh, okay. So we can expect to see some material coming out very soon then?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. What was that experience like, talking to a producer versus doing it on your own? What's the difference in your opinion?
Professionalism.
Yeah, he was awesome.
The professionalism, the telling us step by step detail what to expect, what we're going to do. It's not like you're just going out there and having fun like we've been doing over the years. There's a structure to it. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're trying to create.
It's interesting that you said that, because doing it as a personal lifestyle is so different to being professional and making it as a business. You're so right. Even when I was in Los Angeles, I was a male stripper, a male escort, and
Really?
yeah, I know it's hard to believe because I've gotten so old now. But
No.
when I was young like you,
You don't look a day over
I
30.
was looking like you, and it was coming from Barbados and being very flirtatious and having lots of girlfriends. I thought that, okay, I'm in LA now, I can get paid for this, it'll be so easy. Oh, it was not the same thing. It was money was on the line. It was you had to perform and so on. It was quite daunting in the beginning, but you needs must, and you quickly acquire that consciousness in order to do it, and you find your way. So I imagine it's the same in your field. You take videos and pictures of yourself and your personal lifestyle and share with the immediate friends. But the moment you get in front a producer's camera,
Yeah. Yeah.
They,
That's how it was when we did have that one person shoot for us. When the cameras and the lights came out, I was like, oh,
yeah.
this, I felt so awkward for, the first, 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like stage fright.
It's a first time experience.
Yeah,
it's just like the first time we ever did any kind of brought anybody else into our sex life. It's nerve wracking. It's something unknown.
We talked before about society's finger pointing and ridiculing and so on when they find out you're in the sex industry. Now, you said you haven't experienced that because you just got started. How do you imagine you would deal with that sort of adversity and challenge? I mean, I know you're quite confident, but it's one thing to say, I can deal with it. But when it's perhaps someone or a relative, how do you envision handling that? And the coping mechanism you think you need to employ for that not to leave you scathed by it?
From what I realized, when it's something that's brought up that's uncomfortable or embarrassing, the best thing you can do is just take it head on and explain the situation and be transparent with it. And either they're going to accept it or they don't, but you don't have to necessarily feed into the negativity either. Like, this is my stance. This is how I feel. This is my boundary. You can accept it or we don't have to talk about
it. What's next for you guys? Okay, you've started with a professional adult video production company. What time frame are we looking at to see some material?
I think probably the next month maybe. I mean, it should be sooner than that. The dates, we're trying to figure out the dates, but it should be soon. I'd say within the next month.
Within the next month, we should have several things coming out, and the next step is promotion. We need to promote ourselves, promote our content. We need to get the publicity out there, and
more networking.
And like you said, yes, more networking. We need to network, and we're trying to take this seriously.
Yeah.
Tell us about your platforms. Let's start with the OnlyFans. What would it cost for someone to see your content on OnlyFans?
To subscribe right now, I believe it's $6.99.
Yeah, last time I looked, I think it's like $6.99
for a monthly subscription.
I believe so. Yeah.
Like we said, we're still new at that, so we're still waiting to be able to have enough fans to grow it.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need marketing. We need to put ourselves out there.
Yeah, with solar, they're kind of giving us, all right, this is what we need now, this is what we need now. They're helping us build the actual content. So it's still pretty bare boned, but as we're giving them the content that they need, it should take off here pretty soon.
Yeah, we're going to be creating a free OnlyFans for non-explicit
for the TV portion of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
A Reddit page, a couple TikTok pages, I believe 3 Instagram pages. So everything will hit a different kind of area that people might be interested in following.
Make me clarify this for me. Does TikTok allow adult content?
Well, no, that's not what we would use it for.
It's more of a
Okay.
Yeah. It would be, I guess, what, like he said, what did he say? Like some of the ones that we had to follow were like more like the trends that are happening now. And then I'm sure we reference like, oh, follow me on these platforms. And then it's, I guess, another networking aspect of it, I assume.
Yeah.
So who is the creative person? Who's the business person in this dynamic when it comes to business? Who decides what the scene will consist of? And so let's talk about your business relationship.
She's definitely the creative one. She has a very creative mind, and I'm more the business aspect of it for sure.
Okay. Well, what sort of content, and be specific? We need to be a bit politically correct here, but what type of content gets the best reaction from your viewers?
Probably interracial.
Interracial. Okay. Well, that's between you two or other persons that interact with you.
That's been, I think every person we've talked to say stick with, like, do that, like, for sure.
Yeah. It's like
Okay,
you said. Go ahead.
Do they demand more oral from you in your content? More traditional, more, what do they ask for mostly from you?
I don't. We haven't really.
We're still getting
it's
there.
It's not one thing or another yet. We're really getting all aspects as of right now, so we can't really judge.
They're asking us like, well, what do you do? Like, not so much them asking for something specific.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There's not one or the other. We don't have an answer for that specifically, right?
Ask us again in a couple months, then we should have better data.
Okay. Now, for the short time that you've been doing it, are you pleased with the response that you're experiencing at the moment?
Very. From my perspective, very. It's all been positive.
Yeah.
And
a little flattering.
It's flattering.
Yeah,
it's flattering.
I imagine people who are in the same field. Tell us something about, not their names, but tell us something about their experience. What sort of monies are they making? Things that incentivize you, or I hope not discourage you, but you must know other people doing the same thing. What are their experiences like?
We know one couple where the wife, she's a cam model. She does camming every night.
Yeah.
They're making $400 to $1,000 a night on there. That's pretty damn awesome,
Yes.
And we haven't done any camming like that yet. We would consider it. We don't know enough about it yet, and
there's so many different avenues that you can do. It's a little mind-boggling, but it's fun.
Okay, I have a bit of an emergency here. My dogs escaped. Just bear with me 1 second. I will be right back. Don't you go anywhere. Just 1 second. My dogs are very vicious as well. So just bear with me. I'll be back with you in a second. Okay? Just
okay.
You're tuned into AIA Live, the weekly talk show for the sex and adult entertainment industry. If you have a compelling story or agenda to share with our audience, you are welcome to be a guest on our show. AIA Live is the ideal platform to promote your adult industry products, services, activities, and events to a captive audience worldwide. During the show, viewers can call in to participate in the live discussions with our guests. Simply contact us on WhatsApp on 1-246-831-1960 or via email at adultindustryassociation@gmail.com to receive a link to enter the studio. Alternatively, viewers can post their comments or questions in the comments section. Now back to the show.
Okay, that was a crazy experience just now.
Did you find them?
Yes. Yes, forgive me, viewers. My dogs, I can't even call them dogs. They're monsters. I've got half Great Dane and half French Mastiff, and they're guard dogs. And
very nice.
So my neighbors just messaged me. They were messaging me all the time and saying, "Why are you disturbing me?" Bloody dogs got out. We're gonna have to edit that part up, but
That's great.
I'm sorry. Do you guys have dogs?
We do.
Yeah, what sort of dogs do you have?
We have a Chihuahua Terrier mix. Love her. No more small dogs after her though. She's 12. Her name's Coda, and we have a 5-year-old border collie. His name is Shadow.
Okay. You guys are more sensible when it comes to choosing dogs. I've got some that
we want. He wants a Rottweiler.
Wow.
I want a Bernese Mountain Dog.
I would love a Cane Corso.
Oh, now you're getting into the monster area there. Yeah. So anyway, wow. So where were we? My God. Okay. Well, I'll edit that part out. Interesting content anyway. The Adult Industry Association, the site that you're a part of, we just got invited to participate in a roundtable discussion by the UK government. They're looking at reviewing the legislation as it relates to the porn industry in the UK because there's been a lot of pushback from stakeholders in the adult industry in the UK claiming that it is an unfair situation and it gives rise to discrimination and so on. So they're doing a review and it's under the auspices of the UK government. So we are invited to participate in that. That's going to be, and the content or the outcome of that will be quite interesting for you guys to hear about, although it's not for the US, but whatever is happening in the UK and vice versa, they tend to impact each other. Right. So I'll keep you posted on that. That's an interesting update that I'm happy to share. I feel very proud about that because now we're being recognized as a main player in the adult industry, and we're called upon by a government now to make a contribution to discussion. So that is huge. That is huge. I did a press release on it today. Actually, I sent it. I'll send you a copy of the release. I commend you for being so young and so courageous to get into an industry that is considered still in 2024 taboo, but so many people have broken through the barrier, the cultural norms that created the barriers for this, and are doing exceptionally well. I heard an article or a documentary where someone said that for the moment it's just making a lot of money, but it's going to crash at some point, and because it's not going to last, that these young girls can come and start making some money. What do you think about that?
I think there's too many platforms now.
Yeah, yes. That, and I mean, for some people, it's easy money, so it's not going to go anywhere. And there's so much you can do with it. And the whole content creation can go above adult entertainment. You can do so much with it. I don't see it going anywhere. It's kind of like how sports let you gamble now.
And it's more personal. It's more the fans. They relate to you. It's not watching go buying a DVD or something like that. And you can tell that it's scripted or fake. The girl's making fake noises. The guy is.
Yeah.
This is real life things happening right now, and you can relate to that.
Yeah, and
so much more.
And even more than that, like we at some point want to do something like a podcast weekly.
Yes.
And welcome like Q&As. Hey, like what do you guys want to know more about? Like what can we help destigmatize or give more information about so it's not so scary?
People watching this will also want to know, what would it cost to get started? What sort of monies are involved in just the basic equipment or the professional equipment? What would you say to that query?
We haven't really spent that much. I mean, our phones are amazing. I mean, we bought like the little like lights, like the professional lights, and a tripod, and that's all we've really bought so far. We're looking at maybe
outfits, stuff like that too, toys.
But nothing crazy.
Oh, you know what? Let's just round it up to get started. $1,000.
No, wouldn't even say that.
That's on the top end, just to get started. If you really want to,
I'd say 200.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, start basic, and then depending on what you want to do, you can start there. But
I guess
not everybody has $1,000. You can still do something with what you got now.
Yeah.
I mean, cell phones are so great now. Cameras are so great on your cell phones now. You don't need to have a professional $6,000 camera,
of course,
to be able to make good videos.
Absolutely. What do you think of the idea of traveling to other countries to create your content? And I'm asking this because I'm actually thinking of facilitating adult content creators to come to Barbados, where I'm located, for a change of scenery and get a bit of a holiday while creating content out here. And I would facilitate them in terms of the meet and greet at the airport, transportation from the airport, finding the accommodation according to their budget, and whatever they need locally in terms of logistics. I'm thinking very seriously of doing this. I think that many people will be excited to change the scenery and come down to some exotic place and and this, you can't go on the beach and perform here, but there's some scenes you could probably get away with certain times on certain beaches, and I will be able to tell individuals where you could probably go and get away for about half an hour to do or an hour. What do you think of that concept of having the ability to just fly off to somewhere like Barbados or St. Lucia or Antigua to produce your content in a different location?
That would be awesome. That would actually be really cool.
I look at it as a vacation.
Yes.
Plus having fun.
Yeah, sounds great. Yeah.
And I mean, we're both big on accents.
Yeah.
Very, very attractive, different accents. So
I have lost a bit of my local Bajan accent. People from Barbados are called Bajans, and the accent is called Bajan, And I suppose when I'm in a rum shop and I'm getting very excited, you'll hear it come out a lot more.
There's always those certain words you're like, oh, there it is.
Or if I get really angry, like when my dogs just got out, I'll speak pure rank Bajan to my dogs when they're not listening to me. I did say before, I'm really impressed with you guys, and you're so natural. You're not doing this because you're forced to do this. You're not doing this because you're under any sort of pressure. And when I ask certain questions, your responses are, you're consciously doing this as something you enjoy doing, and it's part of you, part of your DNA. And I think that is one of the ingredients to success in anything that you do. If you do something that is part of you, it's something that you truly enjoy, that is when you're on the right road to achieving success. I always use Rihanna, because she's from Barbados, as an example of Rihanna is an amazing talent. Obviously, she's now the most financially successful recording artist out there. But I personally know people from Barbados and other Caribbean islands who are better singers technically than Rihanna, but Rihanna is about packaging. It's about the right place, the right time, meeting the right person, and having marketability. And this is something that you guys need to focus on. Get out there, meet people, connect with the right people, and one connection can take you from zero to hero financially, literally overnight in this industry.
I agree. Well, we
It
agree.
is so competitive that you've got to get that edge. You've got to have that one thing that will set you apart. And it's been very entertaining talking to you guys. Is there anything you would like to say to people watching the show now? What would you like to say to people watching you right now?
I would just say, if you have questions, ask. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, but it's not always about $1 either. It's okay to say no if there's opportunities that you don't feel comfortable with, because you want it to be fun.
Let us know what you want from us too.
Yeah.
If there's something specific, let us know.
Questions.
We'll try to accommodate anybody's needs, any fans out there.
Yes. Oh, fantastic. Now, how do people get in touch with you? Let's talk about how they see your material. Where are you located, your content, and how can they reach out to you?
Twitter would probably be the best one now.
Twitter,
and Instagram, yeah.
Okay. Well, we are almost out of time, and I want to take this opportunity to thank you very much for coming on the show. This AIA Live is about giving the members of the Adult Industry Association an opportunity to showcase themselves, their personal profiles, their business, or their professional profiles. It's designed to be a living room style conversation. This is why when you asked me about questions before, I used to do that, but I prefer not to do that. I just want to get to know you, and it's been an interesting journey for me having this conversation with you. So I want to thank you very much for coming out, and we're going to bring it to a close right now. And I'm going to save the community from my dogs right now as well. I'm going to reinforce however they got out.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us, and maybe we can do this again, and
absolutely,
a few months or something, and we can give you an update on.
We can come back anytime and give an update, and this episode is live. However, anyone can see a repeat of this episode on YouTube, also on Facebook, and eventually I'll be publishing on the X.com. I can't get over how X.com from Twitter it's become the new Pornhub.
Yeah, it has actually. Yeah, and I can't. It's hard to differentiate X and Twitter. It's still in that transition, you know.
Don't call it Twitter. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. We're going to bring it to a close. I want you to have a wonderful day. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep being natural. Keep being spontaneous. I want to hear from you again at another stage where you come back and tell us how much money you're making. I want to see the new cars you're buying. Let make it happen. Okay. All right. Take care. Bye for now.
Okay. Bye.
Unfortunately, we've come to the end of this episode of AIA Live. We would like to thank our sponsors, guests, and our production team. We also would like to thank our viewers for giving us an audience. If you have a compelling story or agenda to share with our audience, you are welcome to be a guest on our show. To schedule a guest appearance, simply contact us on WhatsApp on 1246-831-1960 or via email at adultindustryassociation@gmail.com. You can tune in to this episode of AIA Live at any time in the future at your convenience. Simply go to our website at adultindustryassociation.org and follow the link.